Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy, love and light. It's such a glorious day. Although I must admit that every day is a glorious day. And just to add the icing on the cake, when I turned on the radio, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was playing. Wonderful song, you know? And then I looked at the clock, and it was 10:01. New beginnings, adventures, the end of old cycles, the beginning of new ones, partnership, alliances, focus on balance and harmony, to listen to your intuition, to follow your dreams, to create your reality through your thoughts and your emotions, by remaining positive always, because whether you realize it or not, your thoughts are manifesting your future. So when you're deliberately trying to manifest what it is that you want, you know, the universe hears you. But the universe also pays attention to your secret thoughts, to how you move, to what you do and how you present yourself. And I know that it's not always so easy to stay focused on the here and the now, on, you know, the present moment, because we drift, our minds drift. You know, sometimes we drift off to, you know, another place in time. Sometimes we drift off to an imaginary place, right? So we might think on one level. But to me, the imagination is a portal. It's a gateway to another reality, another dimension, another life force. It's maybe not so much made up. It could be considered made up by some who are unwilling to take an adventure in, you know, the unknown, in what's not yet been tangibly held and seen, right? Some people, some mindsets need to be able to say it's right here and they could touch it, while other mindsets say, I feel it, I sense it, I know it's there, I don't have to touch it. You know, and that's the difference between one mindset to another mindset. You know, neither mindset is wrong. One is just more evolved than the other. And that led me to not so much a sob, a cry, a release, emotional purge. But when I was getting ready for the day, and I was speaking with my spirit team and my ancestors and my angelic light beings that have been around me forever, and I'm grateful for that. It gives me a very loving feeling, right? I never really needed love outside of what I sense, the purity of it. I've not yet found anything to match that on 3D. I don't know, maybe I wasn't supposed to, because it's such a high vibration. Do you know what I mean? But it led me to my journey. And my journey started with life and full of fun and adventure and forward motion, and then at one particular time it got stagnant and dense and still, and it remained for a very long time, and I thought I was trapped and I had no way out, and those were very dark days for me. And then as those days progressed, that loomy-doomy, suppressed feeling, right? Here, the only reason that I felt so much gloom and doom and suppressed was because I spent so much time running from the truth that I hurt a whole chain of people in the process. Because remember, we're not here by ourselves. So when we make a realization, it doesn't just affect us, it affects everybody who's in our vicinity, especially if it pertains to, heart space, right? Like, specifically, my children, my, ex-husband, do you know what I mean? My entire past, we'll just say, every relationship that I had, I tried to enable because I thought that I had to do that in order to have them stay. Everybody left, nobody stayed. And that started from way little in life. And yes, that was a dark period of time for me, but I had to get over that because I had to realize that people may only be meant to come into our lives for a season or two. Maybe they weren't always meant to stay, regardless of how you may feel. Like, you may feel completely attached, which is completely unhealthy. Just so you know, I learned that the hard way too. When you invest too much in a person, place, or thing, and then you feel responsible for that person, place, or thing, because that person, place, or thing stopped investing in themselves, or at least trying as hard as you are in order to provide, right? Thinking that you had to buy love. I did, anyway. My story. I'll admit to it. However, as my days progressed and I was smacked dead in my face, major tower moment, they say, right? When I woke up paralyzed, half paralyzed, and from that moment everything just slid downward and got progressively worse with each passing day. And not only did I feel trapped, but I felt like I was being punished for being trapped. It wasn't until the universe cleared my path by eliminating everybody and everything and brought me down to my knees, quite literally. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought that was it, and that was the end of me. And that's when the sun came out, the clouds moved away, and, illuminated the rainbow. And that's when the fairies came, and the light essences. And that's when I learned about the properties, the healing modalities within the herbs and the flowers and the plants, and used in the right cocktails can relieve physical symptoms, enhance mental clarity, and all of this regenerates and reinvigorates our heart space, because we see all the we can tangibly see that our life is going upward and it's not still sliding downward, and that hope that we were holding on to is allowing the strength to come back into our entirety, into our whole, so that we could repair from the inside out, from the outside in, with the light and the love from the divine. Yeah. So I cried. I absolutely cried. And, it wasn't like, but, tears were running down my face, and emotion was welled, but it wasn't sadness, it was happiness. It was pure joy, because I went from such a horrible state where I couldn't think, I couldn't move, I was fighting, trying to function, just to be able to get to work, to pay my bills, to keep a roof over my head. And then, the world of healing. And my body started to respond. And what I was told by a Western doctor turned out to not be true. But then I always listened to my intuition, even when I was in the darkest of places. There was a disconnect between what I thought that I could break free from and what I thought breaking free from would hurt or destroy another person, place, thing, mindset. In my case, it was people. It was literally people. And I didn't want them to feel any of the things that I may have inadvertently allowed to happen because of, enabling a situation, because of not having enough clarity within my own, like I hadn't evolved enough. And then when enlightening came to me and I was dropped a bombshell of information that it wasn't what I heard, it was how I felt and how the energy resonated with my inner me, with my higher consciousness, with my soul, which opened up way further my third eye and my ability to communicate. When I realized that we all have a plan, and they're not written as we grow in life, they're written before we even migrate to Earth. And that plan involves each and every one of us working independently or individually on self in order to propel in the physical life that we're leading at that particular moment. Because we can reincarnate time and time and time again and not learn the value or the lesson and have to keep repeating. But once we learn that value and we identify those lessons and we gather up those tools, then that puts us in a better position where when we go forward in life, whether it's this life or we reincarnate into the next life holding the same insight. Because keep in mind that even though you may not be able to hear your spirit team, your higher consciousness speaking with your spirit team all the time, it's happening continually. That's where your inner guidance comes from. That's where your intuition comes from. That's where your gut sensations that most people are more aware of or identify with easily, right? Their gut feels a certain way when they enter a certain situation. That's all your higher self leading and directing into your new beginning, into your new start. So I realized that it takes strength and courage, something that I've really never picked out because I always relied on my strength and my courage, and it was always abundant and overflowing. Like every single time I fell down, pushed down, smacked down, because all of the above has happened, I got right back up. No hesitation, no second thought, no delay, just right back up every time. And even if, or even when, I should say, my legs left me and I had to crawl through my house, literally crawl through my house to get up the stairs, down the stairs, to get from one room to the next room, and then pull myself up on whatever stationary object there was in order to gain upright form, and then work on my legs, and then work on my back, and then work on my structure. That happened. That happened for years. For years. Those days were learning lessons of strength and courage, determination and motivation. But I didn't look at it that way. Although I'm seeing that now, I looked at it that there's only me. I only have me. And if I can't help me, where does that leave me? And there's so many of you that need me, that need divine guidance, enlightenment. It was made very clear to me that I may exude, I may show, I may embrace such strength and such courage and such bravery that it goes past my sight because it's so woven in the fabric of who I am. And so is my determination and my willingness to continue to go forward, because I've always resonated, I've always felt inside that there was a place for me and I had to get there. And I had to overcome every obstacle and make it into a challenge so that I had the ability to stand tall, to show in real time that when you make a choice and you honor that choice and you stick with that choice, that no matter where your life leads you, that courage, bravery, and strength will always be your friend when you embrace the endless possibilities that living life has to offer. Because there's always going to be a cycle that you're in, or completing, or starting. Where's your mindset? Where's your determination? Where's your motion being placed? And you can certainly look at me, because I am one person that I know that is honest to a fault. I omit certain words from my dictionary, like my internal dictionary. And those words are like, you're not good enough, you can't do it, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because negativity doesn't have any place in my space. And there is nothing that I can't do. And I've proved that to myself. I went from one mindset to another. I went from thinking I was defeated to knowing that I defeated with the help of my courageousness and my angelic team, the negativity that was looming and dooming, that was suppressing or at least trying to hold me down through guilt or whatever, right? Emotional heart space. I defeated all of that. And not only did I get off the floor, get onto my knees, get up to my feet, but I am glowing with all of the progress that I have made. I'm so proud of myself. And I know that if I can do it, and I'm just little old me, truly, what am I, 95 pounds? 5 foot? You know? And if I could do it, little tiny compact package with a whole lot of might, you could do it too. I know you can. Because I'll let you in on a secret. It's not my future just I saw. It's everybody's future. And let me tell you that it is better than the best day that you've ever had. Because the feeling, the awareness, the elevation, the vibration, it keeps going, keeps lifting. There are so many places that we've yet to see, yet to experience. So you know what? Keep that imagination popping. Keep it open. And tell me what you see. I cannot wait to hear your adventures, to journey with you on your discoveries. And my lovely collective, if you're facing any type of dilemma or hiccup, if you will, you're never ever alone. And I can certainly add illumination, clarity, wisdom, and even give you the ability to take another look at your situation by looking through the eyes I look through, which means flip that negative into a positive. Don't let somebody tell you that you can't, or that you're not good enough, or that you're not anything, because you are everything. You are the whole. And as soon as you embrace that, then you will see that the opportunities, positive and pure, endless, are all flowing your way. New beginnings, new starts, brand new mindset, a strong, vibrant aura. It's just awesome. It really is. It really is. And that's not going to say that, it's going to wash all negativity away, because it's not. I don't want to give any kind of false illusion. You're just in a better place. You're living your life on a higher level. You're treating yourself with more self-respect. And you're looking at situations you're walking into or coming to you with the clarity and the wisdom that you gained from past cycles, from seasons of old, where you've been able to regenerate and reform and redirect your new cycles into an upward manner by the motion, by your intention, by your direction. Like, you have to start, right? You start walking, the universe will follow. And sometimes the universe just shines its rays upon you, and abundance of all forms are gifted straight to you. That's your manifestation being answered. Those are those hidden thoughts that are being, or those silent thoughts, in the movement, in the direction, the choices that you make every day. So if you want the positive and the pure, then make sure that that's where your mindset is. And if a negative comes your way, don't dismiss it. Accept it, understand it, process it, and let it go. Because that's part of the flow. Once you realize that you're in control, everything starts to work easier. And I'm here for you. I've got a multitude of ways in order to provide to you the friendship, the partnership, the customized, doable situation that's pretty much meant just for you. Because no two people are the same, and no two people go through the same timelines. with the same. I mean, maybe if you're twins and you do everything together, but even at a certain point, twins separate. So, whatever you choose to do today, I offer you the joy and the happiness of truly accepting, living, loving, evolving, beginning or embracing your new beginnings, your fresh starts with thankfulness, humility, and gratefulness. Especially because you're here, you're in the game. So you have one more day to make that stand, to choose you. Wherever you choose, wherever you go, whatever timeline you're on, wherever you may find yourself. I am separating those clouds for you and letting the sun find you. It's your choice. Love and light. Blessed be.